Pa ambicije su uvijek visoke I to nije tajna.
At this stage of Novak Djokovic's career, it's all about remaining competitive on the notable scene. The Serb has not played well after the Australian Open, overcoming a hamstring injury but suffering early losses in Doha and Indian Wells. However, Novak's fire still burns at 37 and everything he has achieved over the previous 2 decades. The reason? His motivation to keep pushing and earn more victories like the one against Carlos Alcaraz at the Australian Open. And now before Miami Open, he thinks he can still beat players like Alcaraz.
Pa ambicije su uvijek visoke I to nije tajna. Činjenica jeste da sam imao od Australije poteškoće da pronađem neki, da kažemo, željeni nivo tenisa I kvalitet igre. Izgubio sam 3 meča za redom, što mi se nije desilo dugo vremena, dugi niz godina. Ali dobro, to je sastavni deo sporta I na neki način novi izazov za mene. Ja volim izazove I generalno sam kroz svoju karijeru dobro reagovao na izazove I oni su u meni najčešćim, da kažemo, slučajevima izazivali I više motivacije, inspiracije da budem bolji, da se usavršavam I da nastavim dalje, da kažemo, snažnije I jače.
For the third time this year, Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic are in the same part of the draw. After their clash in Australia and what was a potential encounter between the two in the quarters in Indian Wells, the Spaniard and Serbian have cropped up on the same side at the Miami Open. The Murcia native could not be happier about a potential clash before the final. He is a self-professed fan of his rivalry with the man with more major titles than any other. Facing Djokovic would be a golden opportunity that Alcaraz would not want to pass up, particularly because so many people would want to witness the showdown.
Carlos, Miami, this is a city where people love to celebrate life and they love to come to the tennis and watch you play. Why do you think you're so loved in Miami?
Well, I think here they love the entertainment. They love the show. The vibes you feel here is different. It's kind of different. So, and I always say that I playing for the people. I'm trying to entertain the people, to making a show for them. So I think that's why they like my matches. They like my style because I like the show as well. I like the entertainment as well. So that's why I think my style and the people here, we mix pretty well.
Former doubles world #1 Rennie Stubbs believes players have started to realize Novak Djokovic is not invincible and that the mental victory is not as hard as before.
Novak Djokovic has always been the type of person who literally breaks down everything to the minutiae. Like, we are talking food, diet, training, hyperbaric chambers, travels with, specific things. He's always looking for the edge, right? Which is great. Yeah, it's what has made him great. He's always looking for that extra edge. And to watch him yesterday on the grassed area of the Dolphin Stadium, so, where center court is in Miami, all the players are out there sort of doing their warm-ups and Novak was out there doing his warm-up. And I saw him standing over there. They were about maybe 20 meters away from me, 60 feet away from me. And he's standing there talking to Andy about something on his forehand. And the amount of times that I've seen him do that on a practice court or off of the court, he's just that obsession with wanting to be better and make something better. And I know that Andy is also into the minutiae of everything tennis, whether it be his rackets, his strings, the way he this or the way he that. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a good combination in some ways because they're both so technical and so granular. I don't know. It's an interesting situation. I think in the end, and I've said this for a year, and I give a lot of credit to Andrea Pekovic, at some point you hit an age where things just get harder. And at 38 years of age, you get that little bit slower, you get that little bit more nervous, you got that little bit more I don't even know how to put it, you get less confident. And he hasn't won a tournament since he won the Olympics last year. And he won one tournament last year. And I don't care who you are or how great you are, just like Serena coming to the end of her career, winning matches felt really big. And I feel like Novak, as great as he played in Australia, that injury really hurt him. And it might all turn around by the time the French and, of course, Wimbledon comes around, which we know he's the best player in the world on over the last, 10, 15 years, even though Carlos has got him the last couple of times. It's like, I just think it's getting harder. And I just think he's losing confidence. And I don't care who's in your corner, whether it be Andy Murray or Jesus Christ Superstar. You got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You got to convince yourself you're still good enough to win these matches.
Yeah.
And these guys are only getting better and better and better.
I can't.
And the key is that these players, they are starting to realize that he's not invincible. And that's the key as well. The mental victory for these players is not as hard. So physically, he's getting a little bit less, and mentally a little less, and these players are getting a little stronger, and they feel like they can beat him now. And that is massive.